Hello and welcome to another episode of Panther Report News. I'm Kelsey Perkins.
And I'm Tyrik Wynn.
Although Election Day was on Tuesday, November 6th, Georgia's next governor has not yet been called.
And the race didn't come easy. On Election Day, several reports said some polling places did not have enough voting machines. Others reported people stood in line for hours to cast their ballot. The Abrams campaign stated that if you had issues at the polls, you should call 1-888-730-5816, or if you casted a provisional ballot to make sure your vote was counted.
Panther Report News will bring you the latest of the governor's race. Taking a look at these results, several of the races here were pretty close.
These are the latest results. Republican candidate Brian Kemp is in the lead at 50.3%, just above the 50% mark. Stacey Abrams follows at 48.7%, and Libertarian candidate Ted Metz received 0.9% of the votes. Abrams only needs 23,275 more votes to trigger a recount, and she needs 25,626 more votes to trigger a runoff.
And by the end of the night, the race was too close to call. At the Abrams watch party, she announced that she would not concede as they waited for the final ballots to be counted. However, on Wednesday night, Kemp declared victory and on Thursday resigned from his position as Secretary of State to begin the transition. Now, didn't you go to the Abrams watch party? Can you kind of explain what happened there?
Yeah, well, Stacey Abrams, she did come out and she said to her supporters that they're going to fight for every vote, and she thinks that the rest of the votes may be Democratic. So we'll see.
We will see.
In Georgia's 6th congressional district, the House seat flipped from Republican to Democrat. Lucy McBath won with 50.5% of the votes, while Karen Handel followed at 49.5%.
Moving on to Georgia's 7th congressional district, Republican incumbent Rob Woodall received 50.2% of the district's vote. Former GSU professor Caroline Bordeaux inched close at 49.8%. Bordeaux has not conceded and is also waiting for provisional ballots to be counted.
And before the election, both candidates had high-profile public figures visit Georgia in their favor. I was able to visit Macon, Georgia for President Trump's Make America Great Again rally in support of Brian Kemp on Sunday morning. Take a look.
In just 2 days, the people of Georgia are going to elect Brian Kemp.
It is early on Sunday morning, a very bright and sunny Sunday morning, and right behind me are the ralliers for President Trump and Brian Kemp. And the president is expected to speak today here at the Macon Airport down in Macon, Georgia, today at 3:50 p.m. And we will be bringing you coverage from that coming up. I received a lot of passion and enthusiasm from Trump supporters on Sunday morning, which was 2 days before Election Day. Gubernatorial candidate Brian Kemp hosted a rally at Middle Georgia Regional Airport in Macon, Georgia. He also invited President Trump to speak.
I love New York, I love New Yorkers, and I love Donald Trump.
I'm for Trump. I don't think he's a racist. He never said, you listen to the news, you hear people all like, no, he's a racist. Name me one thing that he said that was actually racist. Nothing.
Trump has done what he said he would do. He's kept his promises, and that we want him to keep his promises more, because he's done just a great job for America, and he's made America great again, and we want to keep it that way.
I spoke to two other ralliers, and one of the two ladies voted early because she thought she wouldn't live to see Election Day.
I was afraid I wouldn't live that long, so I want to go ahead and cast my vote.
I'm Tyrik Wynn for Panther Report News.
Probably be at least some lane closures. I mean, we see that everywhere when there's a big project. They take a lane for concrete trucks, cement trucks, trucks hauling the beams and the columns.
Grady Memorial Hospital may be expanding, and this will mean more traffic for the city of Atlanta. We have seen an increasing number of construction projects around the downtown campus, and this is just one of many to come.
You kind of just wanted to make a scene and wanted to make like an example out of me, really just like for show.
Just imagine if we issue warnings and we let things slide, especially in the area of that location. It's not fair to the faculty. It's not fair to other students. So a copy of charges is very lenient. What ends up happening, since Marijuana has been decriminalized by the Fulton County in the courts, that they'll pay a small fine, probably some disciplinary action from the dean of students, but it gives that message that you can't just come on our campus and do drugs anytime you feel like it.
Now, last week, students were detained at the Library Plaza, also known as the Smirkle, by undercover cops for possession of marijuana. Reporter Kevin Sanchez spoke to both students and GSU PD about what led up to the incident. We will have the full report soon on Panther Report News.
Georgia's SAT scores are up this year compared to last year's performance. Georgia's average is up 14 points, bringing the state score to 1,064, just 4 points below the national average.
But when counting public schools only, Georgia students improved their average by 7 points, making the state 5 points above the national SAT average. The state school superintendent, Richard Woods, called the performance increase historic improvements.
In the next couple of days, we are seeing colder temperatures as we prepare for winter.
We turn to Seyi Fasan for the latest weather report.
Here at Georgia State's, this week's forecast for Monday is going to be the high 48 with the low of 45. There will be 90% chance rain, so you will need your umbrella and your ponchos. And on Tuesday, it's also going to be 90% chance rain with the high of 49 and the low of 29. And on Wednesday, it's going to be the high of 45 with the low of 31. And on Thursday, it's going to be the high of 53 with the low of 35. And on Friday, the last day of the week, it's going to be the high 56 with the low of 43. This is going to be a cold week, Georgia State. Have a great week. Seyi Fasan, Panther Report News.
Make sure you stay connected to Panther Report News throughout the week. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at GSU PRN.
Also, subscribe down below and let us know what you think in the comments. I'm Kelsey Perkins.
And I'm Tyrik Wynn. We'll see you next week.